And CINO can be turned into real dollars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely swap it back to Solana, right? Take that over to your exchange that your bank accounts are linked to, turn it back into US dollar token, Tether, have it come right back to your account. It's doable. There's no magic there. That's the easy part.
Do you think that's why a lot of the older people are kind of afraid because they don't know how to do that on their phone? They don't know how to.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Like, how do I I buy this digital
What are the
currency.
steps?
I can't touch it. I can't see it. How do I get
It's there. I see the number.
Yeah, but how do I get it?
Into my hand.
Nobody talks. I mean, look, we're going to talk about that. We're going to do that. We're going to show people how to do that process.
How to actually sell out.
Yep. I want to do the whole thing. I want people to know that this is legitimate.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good idea.
Absolutely. We're gonna educate the masses,
All right.
on why crypto is not a scary, apparition out in cyberspace. Yeah. It's just
like a stock.
assets moving around digitally.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
And this has a purpose.
If you decided to, as far as sell, you could transfer something in CINO into cash. You'll have it within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I think quicker than that, depending on your level of trading activity.
It depends on, who it is that you get you when you convert it to the, say, USDC ultimately, or whatever the case may be, who it is that you use that now
who
transfers.
are you dealing with?
Because once you make the transfer, it's now you're dealing back with the SWIFT system again,
Exactly.
or whatever. And
Yep.
sometime it's time, but 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, you have the money in your
have that
account.
money in
You
your
have the dollars back in your account. It's totally doable.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
you'd need to give
That's
yourself.
so reassuring because as long as they know they have a way out whenever, wherever,
Right.
that should take the fear away.
Right.
Agreed.
Now I can invest.
Yeah. And usually when you have invested in mutual funds and stuff like that, and you take a piece out of that, you're usually waiting 5 days for that money to clear,
least.
for them to liquidate your stock or your asset, they get cash, and then they transfer that cash to you. You're usually waiting 5 days.
Half the time, if you go to put money in like Vanguard or something like that, they make you wait 7 days just to be able to use it in the first place.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
mean, never mind when you now convert it to cash, you can't pull that
it's
cash right away.
Cryptocurrency is definitely faster as long as you follow all the steps, do all the security steps, make sure your identity is verified, all those things. It's definitely much faster.
How about those taxes, though?
Well, hopefully those go away. Those are a thing of the past.
Hopefully
those are a thing of the past.
Hopefully, if you play, you have things to offset it with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's see what the administration does when it comes to. Aren't they getting ready to sign the Genius Act or whatever? That's pretty much.
What is
moving
that?
through.
Could you explain that? What is that?
I don't know all the details about it, but the Genius Act was, from what I understand, is the government authorizing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, various cryptocurrencies, to be used for 401ks and open to regular banking.
Financial institutions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, financial institutions.
That were acknowledging as cryptocurrency holdings could be used as collateral.
Correct.
Is what I believe it was.
Right.
Is the government finally realizing that this isn't going anywhere and that they want their fair share?
Well, I think they've
don't
realized that for a long time, and now they can't ignore
They
it
can't
anymore.
control it.
They can't
That's
ignore
the
it.
thing, and they can't control
They
it.
cannot control it
Right.
because
Yeah.
they can't control the block.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, a lot of people don't understand, especially 60-somethings who are thinking about retiring or whatever. When it's not dollars, there is no tax. It's pretty much anonymous, right? Phantom Wallet is just started with an email address.
Really?
Yeah, when you started your Phantom
okay, okay. I
Wallet,
thought you
right?
were saying-
They asked you for an email address,
Yeah.
security
Oh, yeah, I
password
put my
or
number
whatever.
and everything.
Your name's not there, your social security's not there. It's only when you go back to an exchange and go to dollars is when it becomes a taxable event. Right?
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
Yeah, because whoever you end up cashing it through, like for me, I use Coinbase, and I'll get a 1099 for
Correct.
any money that I transposed through Coinbase that I sent to my bank account.
right.
At that point in time, I summarize those things, and I'm not now obligated to see what it was that I received in payments and then offset that by what my cost was for the coin that was sold that represents that payment. And
Right.
then the difference between the two would be considered your taxable income. If it's within a year, it's short term. If it's greater than a year, it's long term, and they're
Right.
taxed differently. But it's also offset by losses. If you have, as far as crypto losses and stuff like that, you really need to, because the decentralized part of it, you are your own bank.
Right.
You
You have
need
to keep your own
You
records.
really need to keep detailed records of all your transactions when it really comes down to it. Now, the nice thing is, a lot of these exchanges, when you buy something and or sell something, there's a list. If you go to the bottom you scroll down to the bottom of your CINO coin, you're going to see, and you hit see more, and you're going to see, and then you go and you click in there, and it will show how much coin you
bought,
how much
moved.
coin you sold. But the only thing that's weird about that is, I found that, so if I bought something, say 6 months ago, and it went up, well, we'll say it was a 2-cent coin, and now it went to 5 cents. When I go, it'll show how much coin I bought, but it will now show me the value at the 5 cents,
Right.
not the number that I bought it at.
Right.
So that's really when you need to be keeping records at least a little bit, or as accurately as you can, when you're making these transactions at the time.
Yep.
Because if you're waiting a month or two, and
gonna
CINO went
forget.
from 0.0004 to 22 cents, suddenly the $10 that you bought is now worth $2,000 or
Yep,
whatever,
or
and,
more.
Right, correct. It's just so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we will definitely educate everybody on all the aspects. Send us questions. If you have questions about how that all works, send them in. Email us. Go to the website. You can hit us up with email. We'll answer your questions. We'll put it on video, and we'll spell it all out.
All right. Yeah, I just want to ask John and James one more question.
Sure.
What do you think needs to happen with CINO, like the trajectory of it, and just in order for the value to go up? Like, what's your perception of that?
Adoption. It needs to be considered a useful tool in the aviation industry, and if it becomes a useful tool where people can both transfer monetary funds from one person to another at the greatest of ease, it'll happen. Because ultimately companies can pay their people with it. I mean, you'd have payroll ramifications and stuff that you'd probably have to consider, which is beyond my scope of work.
But it's a solvable problem.
It's a solvable problem. I mean,
Could it ever be a solid no, or is it a gray area? Or if it is a no, could it become a yes?
I'm sure there's some companies who are initially going to be like, nope, we don't want to do what we're doing. But I think the guy who says no, as he moves up the ladder or moves out of the company and the younger guys come and take over, that no will definitely become a yes.
It could, right? Because all of a sudden, if you have younger people that have more of an acknowledgement of how this stuff works and can see the value in it, the 70, 80-year-old owner, CEO, whatever, may not understand it and doesn't
Right.
mind, having it the way it is, but
Right. A lot of, people get comfortable being comfortable. A lot of companies don't like to change. This is the way we're doing it. This is the way we're making money. We're moving this direction. What do you mean you're going to revolutionize? It's fine the way it is. So
This has worked for us for the last
educating those
40
You're
people.
years.
making it easier, though.
Well, we are making it easier, but it's different. And a lot of people, remember, these people that we want to convince are busy all day long running their companies and doing their job already. So to find time to, hey, let me sit down and have a conversation with you. I don't have time. I have 10 minutes. I have 15 minutes. Great. I like it. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you.
Sounds like us.
Right?
So you could race them. Let's see who could pay each other $10,000 faster. Right.
That's a great challenge. Send me a check, and I'm going to send this. I'll send this back
Just
to you.
like that, and I'll tell
we'll see
you
how
exactly
fast
how
it
to
is.
turn that into dollars. Whoever is faster wins.
Yeah.
The 10,000.
So, I mean, we are going to educate the masses. I'm telling you.
Right.
I have a new goal.
One mass at a time.
Yeah. We're gonna focus on educating the people and showing everybody how this stuff works. I think that's the fastest way to adoption is through education. So
Yeah, if people have an understanding of how useful and easy it can be. I mean, granted, you got to get it set up first. Once it's set up, it's ridiculously easy. It
Yep.
really is.
and not to we started this for aviation finance, right? Private aviation finance token. In the last 3 months, there's other businesses and industries who have been asking to use the coin. We have landscaping companies, we have barbers, we have
I think there's an
pizzerias.
electrician too. We got right?
What's that?
An electrician too.
We have an electrician who's willing to accept
We need
it.
a list of that.
Yeah, I'm trying to just go to the website and fill out the form. Yeah, I'll get to
So
it.
wait, when you
But
go
they're
to your
busy.
favorite, when you go to your favorite pizzeria, do you really pay in CINO?
Yes.
You've done that before?
Yes.
Okay, that's a first.
Yes, we buy pizza. I mean, think of,
What pizza place takes CINO?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you off air. So that pizza day with Bitcoin, there was a guy 7 or 8 years ago who bought 2 pizzas with 40 Bitcoin. What's 40 Bitcoin worth today?
I mean, it was
Well into the
$14 or
millions.
$16 back
well into
then.
the
Exactly.
Right? So
It was $14 or whatever, and some pizzeria guy said, "I'll take it." And the guy bought 2 pizzas with 40 Bitcoin, and what is 40 Bitcoin worth today?
I wonder where he's at now.
maybe that
He
guy,
was just interviewed not too long ago
Yeah,
because
maybe-
pizza every year they interview the guy.
Really?
Yeah,
maybe that guy sold at 1,000,
who knows? But
but he still made some money.
he made some money.
Yeah.
If I was to tell you, if this 4 cents will be worth $1 million or $100,000 in 20 years, how many 4 cents would you spend? As many as you can afford,
many as I could afford.
right? What are you waiting for?
$100,000,
Why not? If Bitcoin can do it, so can we. There's still no utility behind Bitcoin.
True.
There's no utility. It's just popular. Tell your friends about CINO. Make me popular.
And what do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with the adoption of it. I really think it needs to just take that very next step because we've kind of weeded out all those day traders. It's reached a stability where we haven't really seen it jump or fall too great.
I kind of.
I really think,
Yeah, chart looks good.
yeah,
Nice
I
and
really
steady.
think it just needs to take that very next step in the process here where we get these, big corporations to finally trust us and notice us and, put in their investments. And I think that's when we'll really see it take a big step here. And, I've heard Ryan say he's talked to probably thousands of people by now about this thing. A lot of them are saying, why haven't we been doing this?
Right.
And I can see it in the future. I mean, I work for a utility company. I work for a power company. And, I can see this in the future, them using this. Crypto can be used in every aspect in our world.
Yep.
And, a big thing with the younger generation I see is Apple Pay. A lot of kids use Apple Pay for everything.
It's blockchain.
A lot of
Yeah.
kids don't even carry their wallets around anymore. You can have pictures of your car insurance, everything, all in your Apple wallet. We could have a crypto, and all you need to do is walk up to, a counter purchasing something at 7-Eleven. You can scan your
accept
phone.
CINO.
Yep,
But
we accept
here's the
CINO.
thing to expand on what John's saying. That generation walks around with their wallet on their phone. What if you can walk around with your whole financial portfolio on your phone? What if you can buy a house from your phone? What if you can buy a car from your phone? You can't buy a car with Apple Pay, right? You can't buy a house cash with Apple Pay,
Crypto, you can.
but crypto you can. So what if you were able, not just CINO, all of them, walk around on your phone. Yep, I can pay that. I can pay this. I want a villa in Geneva. Pay that. It doesn't matter where you are. They've been building this global economy for years now, pushing global economy. Crypto's the global currency that will keep the global economy moving because there's no borders. There's no centralized banks telling you yes or no, or that exchange rate's not right. It's all decentralized.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah, it's
government
like within
can't
30
control it.
seconds, I can send $1 million across the world and it's done. I can get on an airplane with my total financial assets and go anywhere in the world. Establish routes, and all my assets are there. No governments are taking pieces of it, or like this. You worked for it. Why are we giving it away? I don't agree. So
They say time is money.
time is money. Absolutely.
Exactly.